Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
Well, hello everyone. Your local Oklahoman lumberjack is back at it again. Joined by my friends Duncan, Dylan.
I like how you pointed at me when you said Duncan. You're like, Duncan?
I said Duncan and Dylan.
I thought you went, Duncan?
I might have.
No, who cares? Regardless. Anyway, welcome back, guys. So, a couple announcements specifically.
We have a YouTube.
We do!
We have YouTube.
We do. I was about to say, we uploaded the last episode onto YouTube. It's also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc.
The video is on YouTube.
Yes, the video is on YouTube.
There's a video of it.
There is.
You can see
our beautiful, I was going to say,
our beautiful ugly mugs.
I like it.
And our other actual mugs.
Hopefully.
That we're drinking out of.
You can't tell for all of you listeners, but his mug says Mr. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the right thing to do right now would be to plug all of our other pages.
Okay, that's a good idea because I'm Mr. Right. So, follow us on YouTube, where we make videos, and follow us on Instagram, where we will occasionally post pictures and probably things related to our videos. Follow us on Facebook, where your mother can comment on your pictures, and then you can come and comment on our posts. And then follow us on Reddit, where you can tag us on all of the really dank World War III memes.
I was about to say
you have to hit us with the World War III memes.
So specifically, let's just
you want to start
out there. Well, before that, for YouTube, just OKC You Later. You type that in. You're gonna find our channel.
Oh, it's just OKC You Later.
It's just OKC You Later. Yeah, I forgot to put podcast, but
no, that's awesome because I've kind of wanted to just do OKC You Later, but I've had to do podcasts. So if you're following us on Instagram, it's OKC You Later podcast. If you're searching us on Facebook,
hold up,
you can search for it.
Guys, I gotta say this: the fans are getting ridiculous. Okay,
those girls,
do you hear
those
this?
ladies,
you hear this?
those girls.
I'm telling you,
like wolves.
I'm about to say they see one penthouse and some boys walk into it for recording, and it just drives people nuts. There's some more outside.
Yeah, well,
did you hear that?
Hey man, there's just something about a first floor penthouse.
There's something about an Oklahoma lumberjack
in a first floor penthouse.
Yeah,
there's something about an Oklahoma lumberjack in a first floor penthouse on the east side of Oklahoma City.
Who else is gonna be in a first floor penthouse? The lumberjack cut down the rest of it.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, but
crappy joke.
But it was appropriate.
Oh god. Anyway, so with World War III memes, right? Specifically for all of you listeners out there, on our Instagram and
as opposed to the people that are pulling us up and not
us.
listening to us at all.
This whole episode is just gonna be a bash session. It's gonna be roasting each other.
other. You said something stupid.
Oh god. So
this is another not okay segment. I hate it when people talk about podcasts as if people aren't listening to a podcast.
Oh my god. If you made it this
far,
far,
a really specific pet peeve.
If you made it this far, content is coming.
This is true.
It is. So the main thing, another thing we want to do with the YouTube channel, we mentioned this in the last one, is we want to do behind the scenes stuff, just funny videos that we want to do.
We're having a game night tomorrow night, so maybe some
I
stuff.
might not be there.
Dylan, I hate you.
Duncan? Yeah, let's say I might not be there, man. Unfortunately,
I need you.
I'm gonna try.
Caleb needs to be there. Come on, Caleb.
I'm gonna try. It'll be fun.
I might not be there in principle.
So I'm gonna be playing Tetris by myself.
You're playing Tetris?
You're gonna record it on
Game
TikTok.
Changer?
If you want to see Duncan play Tetris, go on TikTok and look up
Duncan plays Tetris
on TikTok.
And if you find something, share it with us
because that's not me.
Okay, so
it's
real
Duncan
quick,
with a kid.
One of the actual segment that we wanted to get into, Duncan found an article that was written a while back.
Yeah, well, not too long. It was written in
days ago.
December 26th.
But a lot of the predictions are...
A lot of the predictions. So the name of the article, and I'm just going to plug the people that posted it because it was just USA Today. The name of the article is 20 Predictions for 2020. Here's what people said would happen by this year. And I saw this because we just did our New Year's resolutions and all the things that we wanted to do in the next decade. And so I was like, man, what did people think was going to happen last decade? So
real quick,
some of these are really boring. I'm not going to lie.
If you don't mind me getting into this real quick. since you just mentioned New Year's resolutions, though, that was a big thing on our last podcast.
I knew this was
Did you
gonna come up.
guys did you guys actually make any? Like are there any specific goals that you guys set for
I have
this
one.
year?
I have one.
I did make one.
I'm
You
gonna
did?
reach
I
inheritor.
did.
I like
What?
it.
Inheritor. That's gonna be mine.
I thought you said you were gonna mention
There you go.
hair. I was
No.
like,
I did too.
Oh,
I was
thanks,
like,
you just saw my
I'm
haircut.
gonna grow the man
Thanks.
bun back.
No, I just got a haircut today.
I'm gonna
Definitely
put
not.
a picture of Duncan's man bun.
If you have one,
Right
I do.
there.
I do.
you do have a picture of
we
me.
can do my half.
I think I have one from our very first basketball league
Oh
game.
well.
I think.
We can do
Burn it.
my half leopard, half black. And that's
Oh yeah, that's.
God.
And then
Okay.
we'll post Dylan's face whenever we were in a band right here, right in front of me, and then we'll just have a next episode called Bad Hair Days where you call in and roast the crap out of us.
it. Yes.
My hair was cool for the time.
Which I do want to touch. I do want to touch on that. We're gonna get to the article. We're gonna get to the YouTube content, but there are people that are listening to us on Spotify, which is cool. If you're listening to us on Spotify, that's where a bulk of our listeners are coming from. That is
True.
awesome.
I was about
And
to
you
say
guys
that.
are helping out the boys a lot. But I will tell you, for any kind of interaction that you want to have with us, if you want to call in, if you ever want to be a part of the podcast, I will definitely recommend getting the Anchor app. I know there was already an ad for this. You already listened to this and you're like, wow, listen to him read from a page. Like, it really is a cool little thing because you can leave us voice
That's
messages.
exactly what I was thinking.
You can
Oh, I
you can
forgot
join
about that. Yeah. That would be a really cool feature. You just record a message and it sends it to us.
and we can listen to it, play it on the air. And the problem is we don't know how it works yet because nobody's done it. So now that you know,
Good plug.
Well, I tried to do it.
Good plug.
we tried, but we have to publish it. And
No,
it's,
that's
things
a
are
really
weird.
cool feature though. Like, and not to be way too salesy, but Anchor is
Anchor's
awesome.
making us money. We're at 15 cents right now. Like, boys,
Boy,
come on.
Oh,
15
I
cents.
quit
it's
my
out
job.
there. It's
No,
out there.
So you could be making 15 cents.
You could, dude.
Or you could put out better content than us and
You
make
could be
better
making
money.
15 cents with 3 hours
Just yes.
of work. No, I'm
Well,
just-
I mean, that's pretty work. Come on, like
I'm
air
not saying-
quotes.
No, this has been a
Just
ton
chilling
of
with the
fun.
boys.
This has
But-
been a ton of fun.
Okay,
So real
next
quick,
week, if you guys get the opportunity to listen to the podcast and want to interact with us, send us voice messages, interact with us on Reddit so that we can talk about it next week because some things here, I think, like I said, are pretty boring, but some of them are kind of funny
This is in response to the.
to the article.
Mhm.
And I'm going to let,
after this, I got to hear you guys' resolutions because you still didn't tell me.
I mean,
And
I really
we are
don't have
bouncing
one.
around. Article. Keep
Resolutions,
going.
closure.
Article.
What's the
Gotcha.
article?
I'm helping with the content.
So there are a couple. I
This is
appreciate
why
you.
you're here.
You're the yes. You're the glue.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so real quick, the cool part about this article is it tells what the prediction was, and then it tells us how close we were to it happening, if it happened, or if we are far away from it. So
And when it was predicted.
when it was predicted. So let's just jump to a crazy random one. This one has to do with Elon Musk, like what we were talking about last week. Number 7 on this list is we will have self-driving cars. Quote, self-driving cars are being experimented with in the late 1990s with implementation on major highways feasible during the first decade of the 21st century. Did it fit? Kind of. Dozens of companies, including Tesla, Elon Musk, Google's spin-off Waymo, and ride-sharing giants like Uber and Lyft are testing self-driving vehicles in select locations such as Boston, Las Vegas, Phoenix, and Columbus, Ohio. I don't know why Boston, Las Vegas, and Phoenix didn't have to have the state attached to it, but Columbus you had to know it was in Ohio. Columbus,
That's a fair
Ohio.
point. That's a
Um,
good point. I didn't
less
even think
well
about
known.
that.
I guess it is
I
less
guess so,
well known.
probably.
Um,
So, real quick, have you guys ever driven a Tesla?
well, no, they drive themselves.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But no, I've never even been in a Tesla, and there's
Oh,
a
dude,
long
they're
running.
so sick.
There's a
They're
long
so
running
fun.
joke in my family. Every time I see one, I freak out. And my
Really?
sister, yeah, well, I don't freak out for real. I freak out
Oh,
for the
right, right,
meme. Like I
Oh,
freak out
sorry.
for the sake of comedy. But it's like an overreaction to the max. Every time I'm like, oh my god, it's a Tesla. Like
So,
it's,
so legit though, are you like a big fan of Teslas?
okay.
They're sick.
You're right.
Bro.
It's on top of it just being for the comedic effect. I really do think that they are just cool looking. They are
and they're,
awesome.
they're insanely fast too. Like the thing is, like because
And the
they're
power.
electric, like
Even the cars, even the small cars.
are ridiculous.
They can tow
Dude, they're
stuff.
insane. Yeah, like I was about to say, like I
They're
used
not
to
that
valet.
expensive, right?
No, they're not horrible. I mean, some of them can get kind of up there, but
Well, those
I
are
mean,
the fancy ones.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
The base model.
Yeah, the base models are not that bad, honestly.
The Fred Flintstone version.
But electric.
No gas. That's all it promised.
Yeah, no,
It's
I
just
was
your
about to say.
electrons.
I was about to say, yeah, the base model, it does work like a normal car, but you get the standard stupid little bricks they have in the Apple, you know, like the normal ones. It takes like 12 years to charge.
Right.
Yeah. But you get what you pay for.
Right.
Anyway, so with Teslas though, because they're electric, those things, like, you know, like standard cars 0 to 60, like when you punch the gas, there's a slight delay and it has to build build itself up. Dude, no. If you floor a Tesla, it is terrifying.
Where did you valet?
Mahogany Steakhouse downtown.
Never
and
go there.
Jones Assembly.
Don't go there either. If you want your car to not have a bunch of miles put on it and not have a Ferris Bueller's Day Off moment, don't take your cars to either Mahogany or the Jones
Down
Assembly.
in like Midtown.
Yeah. Huh. You didn't know that?
Nope.
Well, we're never getting a valet down there because I like to punch it with Teslas.
No, bro. Okay, so I drove pretty safe, right?
Oh, sure.
But
Pretty safe. It's only your job to make sure that the car is completely intact, but you drove pretty safe.
I have never had a wreck my entire time there. And
You're in a
I'm saying-
parking lot.
Dude, you
That's
have
where
no
the
idea
wrecks
how
happen.
often wrecks would happen. It was pretty frequent. Like, if you went a year without a wreck, it was a big deal, and I went like 4.5 years
Wow.
without one wreck working there the entire time.
That's actually.
And I drove a lot of cars.
That's why he was employed.
A lot of
with the
very
term.
expensive cars. Like, I'm
Employed
telling
the
you,
4.5
there's
years.
nothing more intimidating than being like, oh yeah, this is like a Thunder Player's $400,000 Rolls Royce. Take care of it, kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as an 18-year-old kid, you're just like,
Yeah.
Mr. Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was about to say, no, freaking Raymond Felton, dude. He's got
I
this
bet.
matte black Rolls Royce Wraith.
Oh,
Freaking clean.
why would you even own that in Oklahoma?
Oh, dude, it's insane.
That
It's
makes
ridiculous.
sense.
Okay, so what are some of the other predictions?
This is one that I think would be kind of cool. It says Americans will vote electronically from home.
That
Wouldn't
should
that be
happen.
dope?
Sorry.
I think that'd be really cool.
That would be really
That's early
efficient.
voting.
Shut up. Okay, on to the next one.
Fair.
Vote early, dude.
You got me.
Yes.
Okay, I feel it.
But in general, though, like there was an app or something. that'd be really
Global
nice.
surface temperature will increase. A report in 1995 by the Intergovernmental Panel of Climate Change predicted that the average global surface temperature could increase by about 3.6 degrees Fahrenheit by 2100.
You know what's interesting about that
What's that?
is when I was in a class, we did a mock summit for the Paris Accords, where we used that entire document and some
Yeah.
other documents. And then there's this website, I don't remember what it is now, but we found this website that you could type in, like, it had all these different countries and stuff, and you could type in how much they've limited their emissions or when they're like declining and stuff. And it,
Huh.
Show that to my wife and she'll freak out. She is fascinated by that. She's all about like saving the
and
planet.
it's cool because like you input all this data for all these different countries, and it's like mock, so we're like putting in our own data that we just made up,
Yeah.
like acting as each country. And it changed, and you could see like the graph of like how many degrees it's gonna affect, like in
Dude, that's
2040.
That is nuts.
That's
60.
insane.
And
That's pretty
it's
crazy.
pretty sketchy.
Yeah,
I
well,
bet.
yeah,
When
no,
When
yeah.
you
Yeah, dude.
input like
Well,
realistic
Have you
numbers.
heard Elon Musk talk about that, dude? Like, he's like hella concerned about it. Like, he's just
Wait.
like, oh yeah.
Everybody should.
Most people
It's
should
super
be.
in.
Everybody should
like,
be.
well, yeah.
That's a
But-
tough opinion to take in the state
We're
that
gonna
we
have
live in. But I mean, yeah, you
Yeah.
should be concerned.
We are
Yeah.
going to have to wear protective clothing to go outside.
Which means no more
in the end
suntan.
in the end of our lives. That sucks.
Dude, that's nuts, bro.
Let's
Hopefully
Gosh.
that's not the case. But yeah, what Elon Musk was saying that I found interesting about that exact topic was basically, although electric cars are kind of being adopted now, these fans, the rate in which the auto industry is adopting it is nowhere
Too slow.
near
It's too slow.
anywhere near.
Well, and
Well, there's
think about
that,
how many they're
and-
producing every day for like just take Ford or just take Chevy. Think about the amount of production that they have going out every day, the amount of fuel it takes to create the vehicle, and then the amount of fuel that it takes to run the vehicle in a day.
Well,
You're like, wow.
Also, That's talking about carbon dioxide, which is not even the worst of the greenhouse gases.
What's the worst?
Methane.
Oh, that makes
Like
sense.
Don't be
Cattle.
messing around. Oh yeah.
cattle produce so much methane, and it builds up and it stays in the sky and messes up the ozone layer for a lot longer. Like CO2 eventually dissipates or something like that, and methane is what, like, it just stays there.
That makes sense. That's crazy, dude.
Learned
That's
that
freaking
during that
nuts.
class too.
Okay, let's
It's
see
very
what else we
informative
got.
class.
I was about to say, Duncan's letting some of the fans in, so you guys will get to see what our audience looks like.
Oh no.
Let's see. This is one that would be so awesome, but it's definitely not happened yet. It says Americans will work 26 hours a week. That would be insane. So it says in 1968, physicist Herman Kahn.
Herman Kahn. I remember him.
Americans would work 1,370 hours a year or 26 hours a week instead of 1,940 hours or 37 hours a week, which was the average at the time.
So weird.
So that clearly has not happened. The funniest part, though,
You didn't even talk about the anti-gravity belts.
oh yeah,
Dude,
well that has happened.
my eyes are burning. My eyes are burning from staring at that camera for comedic effect. It didn't work.
So with that though, you guys have seen like the studies and stuff that shorter work weeks like result in more productivity and stuff like that, right? How do you feel about that? Do you think that's actually a legit thing,
Yeah.
or
It depends on what you're trying to be productive in. I work in a restaurant. You can't really afford shorter work weeks in a restaurant
If you're working somewhere where you have to be like creative and
Hey.
create, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
like if you're
You
working
have to
at
come up with an idea.
Google or you're a writer
Problem
or
solving.
some
For sure.
stuff like that, like, I think that helps out.
So the argument, though, with that I've heard that really, at least with this argument, it sounds like it could be applicable to any industry, though, is that people naturally will wait until the last second to do whatever they need to do, right? We're just...
That scared me.
That scared me, too. People will naturally procrastinate by nature, right? So...
It's okay, man.
So when it comes to like your work week, right? That face, bro. Okay, real quick for all the podcast lists, like that's going to be the screenshot right there. That's going to be the picture for the podcast, so you can see exactly what face Duncan's making.
For all the audio listeners,
No, I'll put my face on the microphone so you can hear it.
we just had 2 dogs into the room.
Yeah, I was about to say Duncan's sister. I was about to say she's in town, and so we've got her lovely little pooches
Poodle
here just hanging out.
The great value poodles.
She's not going to be happy.
She'll be all right.
But anyway,
She
so
understands.
She's our only
So-
loyal listener, but she'll be okay.
So here's the thing, right? With the argument, right, is they say like humans are naturally procrastinators by nature, right? So even if it's an industry like say construction, right, where construction's a lot of hard work, takes a ton of hours, like it's manual labor, it's hard to do, or something like the food industry. If you give someone like an extended period of time to get, say, a construction project done, there's going to be a lot of time where they're not actually working, right?
Yeah, they're just chilling.
Where they're
staring
just
around.
chilling, right?
I've seen
That they could have off, right? Which would boost their morale and would make them actually, when they're actually working, want to work harder, right? So that's the argument with any industry. So like if you're in the food industry and you're like, okay, you're a janitor, you have the whole night to get this place done. Okay, I've worked retail, I've worked, job before. If you're working that long of a shift, you're gonna have moments where you're just kind of like, well,
I'm gonna chill here for a second.
right.
Yeah.
Right. So if you shorten the work week, you're giving people more morale because they're not working as long. You're giving people more time to like enjoy time with their family and stuff like that. And when they are at work, they're going to use the time that they have available more effectively, right?
Yeah.
So you could kind of say that would translate to any industry.
From a management
Just about.
standpoint, I'm going to hit you with this real quick. That is awesome. That is
Right.
fine and dandy. In a perfect world where you are fully staffed 100% of the time.
Right.
Where
And
you
that's
can
true,
afford
100%.
to have like, for instance, have somebody come in at 5 a.m. to open a store, be out by 9, and have somebody to replace them that's just as skilled, knows everything the same way that person did, can do that same job at 9, work 9 to 12, 12 to 2.
True.
Like, I'm for it. Look,
Right,
I'm about
right.
to be scheduling people in my store. I'm for it. If I could do that, that'd be great.
That'd be
I
great.
can't do that, so I'm going to have to, schedule people long hours.
No,
And I mean, granted, this is just predictions that were going to happen that didn't happen.
For sure. And I get that. And I want to say the one thing that it does make sense, though, with that. So I'm not saying that it's necessarily, like, it's applicable in theory, right, to any industry.
Right.
But it's hard to do.
Right, and
without
everything,
I am
you know.
curious.
But this is one thing that I will say that if you have not done this with your own daily habit, right, like for productivity, do it. I noticed, especially with like schoolwork, right, because I've got a lot of stuff that I do, full-time student being one of them, one of my biggest obligations, is if I say have homework that's due, right, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to give myself, 4 hours to get this done.
That's 2 hours of YouTube.
I will
Watch us.
almost, always, even if it doesn't take that, like, the whole 4 hours, I will almost always use that whole 4 hours. Because even if I'm not completely gapping off, I'm like, okay.
What's the answer? That could be this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just kind of, you know what I mean? But if I'm like,
Hoop
okay,
dreams.
I...
Hoop dreams galore.
Right, yeah, no. But if I'm like, okay, I am going to get this done in an hour and a half, and that's it, because after an hour and a half, I'm going to move on to something else.
Mm-hmm.
I will get it done in that hour and a half.
Well, like, let's
right?
say you have
So-
something else going
that's
on.
what I
Like,
do.
I have
So it's just more
basketball.
productive.
Yeah.
It's more productive time-wise. So I feel like you could do that with work, but yeah, I mean, it'd be a lot harder.
I don't want to hang on this one too long, but I just have a quick question about this. This says nuclear will replace natural gas. Now, I don't care about that statement. Do you say nuclear or nuclear?
Nuclear.
Okay,
Nuclear.
good. Okay.
Listen,
How come I've heard nuclear before?
we're in Oklahoma?
Okay, on to the next one.
Oh,
Let's
God.
see. Anti-gravity belts will revolutionize warfare. Let me read this because it sounds
That's
Awesome.
not even something
That's
I've
not
even
at all where I
really
thought
thought
that
of.
was.
Imagine
Yeah.
a world where battles were fought a few feet above the ground as soldiers hover in midair. Wait,
That's how
Wait.
you get.
Better
Give me a
bring
second.
swords back.
give me a
That's how
second.
you get the World War III memes to change
Let
to
me bring
like
this in.
everybody's enlisting immediately.
I want to fly.
Give me some dramatic hums or something. Imagine a world where battles are fought a few feet above the ground.
You going for the Halo theme?
I mean, they jump pretty high in Halo.
I'm not saying my voice is still kind of gone because I was sick.
As soldiers hover in midair. In 1968, mathematician and scientist D.G. Brennan predicted that anti-gravity belts would revolutionize the tactics of land warfare, writing that even if the anti-gravity mechanism did not itself provide horizontal propulsion, relatively modest sources of thrust could easily be provided.
So the
He
sad-
suspected that by 2018, humans could be able to do this. And we're 20.
Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry, but we had some technical difficulties. Ran out of storage on the phone.
Thanks, Obama.
So, we're going to insert the audio for the podcast that we have on Spotify and stuff like that. We won't have video to go with it, obviously.
That was
but
such good. You know, we just sat here for a good couple more minutes
Such good.
afterwards.
Yeah.
So,
good.
Yeah. And so I was about to say, we'll add the audio in, and yeah, I was about to say, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one. So the
he
sad-
suspected that by 2018, humans could be able to do this. And we're 2020. Where's my jetpack?
Not even close.
Where's my
So the
jetpack?
sad part is that as you were reading that and I was doing my little hums, I kind of missed.
Yeah, I also
half of that.
That's
All
why I
it- all
stopped.
All it
So
said was,
essentially, yeah. Imagine being able to, float.
imagine being Boba Fett in Star Wars,
That would
where
be
you're
pretty
not
sick.
gonna fly super far, but you'll be able to get a quick jump and be like, and fly
That would be
above
pretty
people.
sick, dude.
That'd be pretty dope.
I'm not gonna lie.
I think that'd be awesome.
That would be
now
awesome.
imagine that
First.
not in warfare and being able to just do it for fun.
That's the first thing I thought about when I saw
Yeah, Star Wars.
Boba Fett.
All right, man. Guys, I am sorry for the craziness of this podcast. It is just, to be honest with you, this has
man.
been a lot of fun though.
This
Like,
has been fun.
I'm gonna plug something real quick because we don't have a whole lot of time left.
Okay, see you later, TikTok.
Well, on that topic, honestly,
Dude, that does not sound like a dog.
oh no, my kid's here.
I didn't know that.
No, she just got here.
I was like, bro, what are those dogs doing?
I know.
I've never heard that
I
noise
was
come
trying
from
to
a dog
figure out.
before.
I'll bring my baby in here at the very end of the podcast so you guys can see.
Oh,
I don't
my
even know if the
goodness.
camera's still on, honestly, because the light's turned off.
You want
But
to check?
go ahead and
Okay.
check.
All right. Technical difficulties.
But I just want to say real quick, sweet.
No. There we go.
Welcome back. If you're just viewing us on YouTube, it's gone again. Anyways, sorry for the craziness of the podcast. We're having a lot of fun. We just wanted to get together as quick as we could. My sister's leaving town Tuesday, so we're going to spend all day with her tomorrow. And you guys just missed out on a bunch of really great content that we are going to get out at some point, but we just wanted to keep you updated. Follow us on all of the previously mentioned social medias so that you can see all the fun stuff that happened behind the
Instagram,
scenes.
Reddit, Facebook, YouTube.
And then follow us on Spotify, Anchor. Again, if you want to communicate with us and just have a good time with us, hit us up on Anchor.
For sure.
Throw us some messages.
And the last thing I want to touch on, we have been discussing a lot. We have been discussing a ton lately about the concept of bringing people on.
For sure.
And talking to a couple of people, because you've heard from us. We have, varied points of view, and we have a lot of fun when we get together. And we have quite a few friends that have been like, hey, we want to do this. When can we come on? And so just keep an ear open. We're going to, if it's something that you're interested in, hit us up, and we will, honestly, if you're for sure going to be on a week, we will throw your name all over our social media. We'll get you as much clout as our little channel can muster. And we'll take care of you that way if you take care of us by coming on and just sharing your opinion with us and drinking lemonade and having a good time with us.
I was about to say, man, it's always fun to get, different perspectives, hear different people's point of view of whatever it is that they do specifically. So, if you're interested, man, definitely don't hesitate because it's a ton of fun. We have a good time. And even with podcasts like today where it's a little more hectic and stuff like that.
It is hectic.
It's just been a ton of fun.
And I'll take the blame for that because we just kind of had to throw it together real quick. But it's not to say I didn't have fun,
Oh, yeah.
I literally called these guys up yesterday. I said, hey, you guys want to do one today? And they said no. And I said, okay, how about tomorrow? Okay, fine, let's do it. So it's literally, that's all it takes is you just talk to us. We figure out a day that we can do it, and we do it. We just have fun and talk for a little bit. So
for sure. And also, if there's any specific topics, like you see anything specifically trending on social media that you want us to cover,
you have to tell us.
Yeah,
we're not informed. you guys have to be the one to reach out to us and tell us.
But comment, send us, personal messages on our Instagram, on Facebook, leave us comments on our Reddit, all of that. And on YouTube, same thing. Like comment, in the comments down below if there's any specific topics that you want us to cover. Because we'll talk about just about anything. So.
And if you find Dylan's YouTube channel via the podcast, be sure to leave a poop emoji in the comments so that he know it came from you, that you came from the OKC You Later podcast, and let him know you're repping us hard.
That's good for the brand.
all that clout.
all that OKC You Later clout. So
there we go, man.
We appreciate you guys for listening to us and just spending a little portion of your week with us, and
I was about to say, guys, it's been good. So we'll see you guys in the next episode.
We'll see you after the draft.
Oh, no.
We'll see you guys on the battlefield. All right. Okay, see you later,
Peace.
guys.